State Department spokeswoman Tammy Bruce joined us earlier to discuss Trump launching those attacks.
People are wondering, it's like finally we're striking back. This has been going on for a very long time. The previous administration has done pinprick responses when the Houthis have attacked. But this is the first time that there is a real, genuine attack that is meant to have this stop. It affects the entire world, that shipping framework, where countries have had to go all the way around Africa in order to get into where it is they need to really be moving. And this is unacceptable in the civilized world. These are pirates controlling a section of the world that affects all of us, and it's going to end.
Well, Katie McFarland joins us this morning, the perfect person to talk about this. And Katie, the Trump administration taking action here where Joe Biden certainly didn't, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for a bunch of reasons. It's good because you want to take out the threat that the Houthis present against world shipping. You know, as Tammy very wisely pointed out, it's a massive expense for everybody to have to send all the goods, especially the goods that are going from the U.S. to Europe, Europe to Asia, all the way around the southern coast of Africa. But it has another effect, which is it's got to take a lot of attention away from the Joe Biden, we're going to placate them, we're going to do the pinpricks, we're not really going to respond, we don't want anybody to get upset. And Donald Trump comes in and he bombs them and he knocks them out. Now, what does that mean? When Donald Trump did that in his first term, remember, just a few weeks into his presidency, he bombed the Syrian airfields that were being used to chemical weapons against the Syrian people. Trump didn't threaten anybody, he just did it. And he did it while, surprise attack, while he was having dinner with the Chinese president. Yeah. So what happens after that? Well, you didn't hear anything from the Syrians in the entire Trump presidency. They were tamped down. The Russians didn't invade anybody during the Trump presidency. Iran didn't give the go-ahead to its proxies to attack Israel. And then you got a very favorable trade agreement with China. Here's what happens. When a president does this kind of decisive, bold action early in his term, especially when the previous president was so weak and ineffective, everybody in the world takes notice, and the president gets an awful lot of respect and a lot of fear from the potential adversaries.
Exactly. Well, the next one for you, Katie, talking of which, President Trump confirmed he could be speaking with Vladimir Putin as soon as tomorrow. Do you think we're getting closer to some kind of peace deal here?
Look, if President Trump says it, I'm going to believe it. He's considered one of the best negotiators of all time. But the other thing is that what's happened in the last week is that Putin's foreign minister has come out and said, no, we have these demands, we have those demands, la, 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 la. But his whole history of behavior is he lets his foreign minister or somebody go out and say, oh, this is totally unacceptable, we're never going to accept it. And then Putin himself personally intervenes, swoops in, and looks like the senior statesman. I think Putin really wants that phone call with Donald Trump. He really wants to be back in the accepted club of big power leaders, where he's been isolated now for the last 3 years. So Putin has a lot more at stake in this phone call than Donald Trump has.
Fascinating as always. I could talk to you all day, Katie, but they're not going to let me. Katie McFarland, thank you so much, as always.